This Ask Misty is from someone that overheard a group of drag queens talking about how gay boys keep coming up to them and asking them to put them in drag, and how they found it very pathetic. And they wanted to know my thoughts on this. I wouldn't use the word pathetic, but I definitely understand. The thing is, and the reason I think a lot of drag queens get annoyed by this, is the fact that this is our job. You know, this is my career. This is how I make my living. And when people don't do drag, they don't respect your stuff as much. But also, I think they just think it's funny or like a fetish, and they just want to have fun. And I totally get that. I totally understand. That's how I started. I did it for Halloween. But the reason girls get annoyed when people just walk up to them and be like, hey, can you put me in drag? They want you to use your hair, your makeup, and your costumes, and your shoes, and your jewelry, and all the stuff you've worked hard for to put them in drag so they can run around and be cute and have fun. And the reason girls don't like to do this, or they get annoyed by it, is because it all costs money. Now, I have no problem. I've had a lot. I haven't done it recently because of my relationship. I haven't been online very often. But in the past, I've done a lot of cross-dresser makeovers. A lot. But I charge for them. If you want your makeup done, sure, come over and I will do it. But you have to pay me. I'll give you a glamour shots. You can come over, you can wear my clothes, you can wear my hair, my jewelry, and I'll do your makeup and take pictures of you like a gay or drag queen glamour shots. Absolutely. I don't think it's pathetic to have the desire to do drag, but it's that they want you to use your stuff this way. You don't go up to hairdressers and ask them to cut your hair for free. So don't go up to a drag queen and ask her to do your makeup for free. It's a service. Makeup's very expensive. Wigs are very expensive. And worse, many times when you do someone's costumage or whatever for Halloween, they get so trashed, they lose your wig before you get it back, or they break your corset and you never get it back. So yes, I do believe that you heard correctly, that the drag queens were very annoyed by little gay boys that walked up and, just wanted to, try on your shoes. I had a friend come over to my house once, tried on a pair of my boots, and wanted to walk around the house in them, and broke them in my house. So yeah, I don't allow people to try on my drag anymore, and I don't dress up people for fun. It's a job, and if you want to rent my stuff, or if you want me to paint you, it's a job, and I'll gladly do it as a job. So yeah, I do think a lot of drag queens, are very irritated by this. But also, this is a little funny story. There's a wig shop in South Beach, and it's called Beatniks, and I like their wigs. Anyways, the first time I ever went in there, I'm not going to say her name, but there was a drag queen working behind the bar, and I just started, I didn't really know anybody, and I went to look at the wigs, and the guy that was working there, basically rolled his eyes at me because I said I wanted to see a wig, and threw major shade, and basically refused to help me. And I was totally turned off. I was like, ugh, I'm never coming back here again. Well, needless to say, long story short, I ended up meeting the owner of Beatniks at one of the drag shows, and he's like, come by, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, ooh, I went by there once, and this little bitch was like such a cunt, and I will never come back. And he's like, no, come back. Well, that same drag queen was there when I went back with the owner, and he fiercely apologized and says, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize you were a drag queen. I'm sick and tired of the little gay boys coming in and trying on wigs, like 30, 40 wigs, putting them all on. He has to comb them out and put them back on the walls, and they never buy them. They just want to see, ooh, what if I was a blonde? How do I look in red hair? How do I look with curly hair? How do I look? And I totally get it. But the reality is, I love hair. I have a hair addiction. I love buying wigs. But I didn't buy any because she was a bitch. So yes, it is very, very true, and it's very accurate, and I don't blame your friends for talking about that. I don't know if it was about you or whoever, but yeah. Drag queens definitely hate it when people want them to put them up in drag, unless they treat it as a profession and they treat it as a job. Like a wedding makeover. No bride is going to say, can you do my makeup? for free so I can get married. And if you really want to do it, contact somebody that is a professional, and she will gladly do it as a profession. You know, I don't even like lending my things to other drag queens, even for pageants, because they get ruined. I lent a girlfriend a dress, and she returned it, and she took it in. And it wasn't even for a pageant. Granted, you can't take in my stuff for a pageant or not. If you want to safety pin it, you can, but I can take the safety pins out. I had to pop a hem out of a dress, or a seam out of a dress, and practically ruined it because some bitch wanted to borrow my things and take it into her size. Don't borrow my stuff if you're not my size. And that's happened a lot. Not just me. I know a lot of girls that have altered things that they borrowed. So no, a lot of drag queens are very protective of their stuff. My theory is if you're going to borrow something, you need to return it better than you got it. Meaning add rhinestones to it. If they allow. If you don't want rhinestones on something, then don't do it. But ask. Be like, I've borrowed things and be like, ooh, can I borrow that? And I realize you're missing a couple stones on, like, here's this bra. There's a couple stones missing up there or whatever. I'll add some stones and give it back to you better than I got it. And that's totally cool. You know? Oh, sure. I lent something to one of my drag daughters, and she fixed my garment before she returned it. And I lent it to her not fixed. Anyways, yes, drag queens get very annoyed when people just want to try on their stuff and they just want to be dressed up for fun. And I'm one of those drag queens that get very annoyed. But at the same token, I love doing makeup, and I love doing hair, and I love doing the cross-dresser transformation. But, again, it's a service. It's not a favor. That was an Ask Misty. I hope you learned something, and if you want to do drag, let me know. Bye.